How's it going, guys? It's Carl here, and today in Power BI we're going to be developing a line chart visual, and this is the one that I'm the most excited about because it's got a lot of new additions and features where you used to have to do some R script and Python to get the lines to do curves and stuff like that, but Power BI said I'm going to make it easy for y'all, and I'm going to add that stuff in there. So let's go ahead and jump right into this. So in our x-axis we're going to add in our region. Our y-axis will add in our cells, and we will get a line chart. All right, so let's just go ahead and start formatting. Now if we wanted to add in our secondary y-axis, we probably could add in our, let's add in our cost, and we'll see what that kind of looks like. Or we can add in our profit, see what that looks like. So just keep in mind that we can add in our profit, we can also add in our cost, and then we can also add in what we got: profit, cost, sales. We can add in our quantity. So this will give us something to look at. All right, so let's just go ahead and get started here. Again, one of the biggest takeaways is adding that sum of piece in there. I wish I didn't have to make this modification every time I added in a value with the sum, but we can still work around it. All right, so let's go ahead and format this visual. So first things first, let's just go ahead and drop a border and a shadow on it because we got to give it some mystique, right? So it got to look like it's gonna catch somebody's eye right off the bat. And then we'll come straight here to title. So our title says sales, profit, cost, and quantity by the region. That is fine by me. All right, I just want to go ahead and move it to the center. And then we'll go right into our x-axis. So our x-axis, we're gonna just increase the font just a little bit, and we'll change this color, and we'll kind of bold it as well. So let's just bold it so we can see it a little bit. We can get rid of the title. We'll come down to our y-axis. Again, we can set our minimum and maximum range. So if we wanted to start at a value like 8,000, we can just say 8,000, and it'll start us at 8,000. As you can see, the line kind of drops off if we do that. And again, in our maximum, if we want to start at, let's just say 12,000, we can do that, and we'll see some more things happening with our lines there. So that's how that works. We just set it back to auto, and we can also change the font and size of our values over here on our y-axis. We can also increase the font if we want to do that to keep it consistent with the x-axis. We can change our display units to none to see the actual units all the way out, or we can just leave it at thousands to just show the K. Totally up to you, your own design preference. Let's just turn that title off. That's how you do that there. And if you go to your secondary axis, you see that you can also do the same thing here. You can turn your values on, turn your values off. We'll just turn the values off, since on our secondary axis we do have multiple values here, so we don't want to confuse it with one or the other. So I'll just turn that off. We also have a legend here, so we can add a title to our legend. We can turn our legend off. It's totally up to us. We want to just leave it as is. We can manipulate our grid lines here. We see we get a few grid lines, and you can change those just by clicking on that drop down and taking you to grid lines. We can add in a slider. So if we want to add this slider and just start sliding to see what values look like from one range to another range without having to manually type in the range, that is why you use the slider in this case. And then the most exciting part that I wanted to get to today is the lines, right? So we can apply to all, or we can apply to individual lines. We'll just start with apply to all. So of course we have a solid line, and then there's a join type that's called round. And if we wanted to change it, we can change it to either dash, dotted, or custom. So this is what the dotted will look like. This is what the dash will look like, and we can just continue to work with solid. So the join type is round by default, but you can also change it to something else like meta or bevel. So just keep that in mind. If you want to increase the width, you can do that, and that will increase the width of the line. Let's just take it back. Now you can also change the interpolation type here from linear to smooth. So now it's smooth. So I remember in the past I would have to use Python to get these type of lines, but now I can just change it right in the formatting settings. So we change it to smooth. We can also change it to step. My favorite is smooth. All right, and you can change the smooth type to cardinal or monotone. So just keep that in mind as well. And you can increase and decrease the tension. So if you want to increase the tension to get it just right, you can do that. Or you can kind of get it somewhere like that. So you can still see a little curvature, but you're not seeing too much bend. Totally up to you. You can change the color. If you change it from all to a, let's just say we're going to start with cells. You can change the color here. So if you want to change that color to another desired color, you can do that there. All right. So another thing we have here is shade area. So if you look here in build, you'll see that you have quite a few line charts. You have line charts with shade, you have an area chart, stack area chart, and you have 100% area chart. So it gives you the ability to just use this line chart, this line chart, and just make all of those manipulations to this line chart without having to use multiple line charts. So if we want the shade area, we can turn it on, and it'll give us that line chart. We can make some changes to the settings here if we wanted to do individuals, and that'll give us that. Now let's say we turn shade area off and we wanted to add some markers in there. So if we wanted to add markers, now we can add some markers in there, and we can set the shape to any shape that we want based on what they give us. So X's, triangles, squares, diamonds, so on and so forth. Also change the marker sizes. So if we don't like the size of it, we can increase it, decrease the size. And we can change the colors of the markers as well. So if we don't like the lines, it matching the line color, we can change the color to a desired color. So if we wanted to change it to something that we wanted to change it to, we just change it like that. All right, it says show on all, or you can just turn that on or off, and you can do that. All right. Now it is set to transparent, or to just match the lines at first. To get it back, all you gotta do is just turn it off and then just reset it to default. If you wanted to get it back, and then just hit markers, and it'll give you the ability to keep it transparent or just don't add any color. So that's how you get it back, just hitting that reset to default. All right. Now we have data labels. We can turn the data labels on if we want to add in the data labels. Sometimes the data labels make it look a little bit busy, so feel free to use this to your own desired aesthetics. You also, most of the time, if you add data labels, you want to probably add in that background so that things are easily found. But again, it's all up to you and your own discretion. Okay. So we'll just turn those off for now. And then we have series labels that we can set. So if you look here, we have a profit, sales, and if you change it to the maximum width, you can do that, or change the series to the left. And let's just increase this. Now you can see that you have a series label here. All right, so just keep in mind you can add that. And then again, we have reference lines that we can add, and the types that we have are the min and max. We have the average as well as the median, and if you add it, it adds it there. And if you change it to median, you can change it there, and percentile line will change it to that spot. All right, so that's how you do that. Again, you can change it by just moving your percentile here to say, hey, I just want to see, let's just say we want to see 70% of everything, and you can do that. Change the color, the transparency, and you can change the position in front or behind. And if you want to give it a data label, you can also give it a data label. All right. And that is it for the line chart. Hope you guys enjoyed that tutorial. My name is Carl. Peace.